we go. I think I'm live. Hey guys. Hello. I'm gonna hang out a bit and see if anybody joins me live. I'm streaming to you here from my dome, greenhouse dome. Dome's a dome. No, it's a greenhouse technically. Only it's not shaped like a house. It's shaped like a dome. Unless you live in a dome, then it is shaped like a house. But, and there are a lot of those actually. I just don't see too many in Northwest Ohio. Yeah, I'm getting surrounded by tomatoes. I grew I'm not gonna say too many because I'm gonna be giving a lot of them away to people I know. So, it's a good thing. Anyhow, oh my word, you guys. I am so mad. Well, not mad. I actually was getting a lot of things done because it was 65. I think the temperature is starting to drop right now outside. In the dome, it's a good 85. It's like Florida in here, so it's nice. But I was outside working, and I had to mow. We do a lot of mowing here because we have a lot of lawn. Live out in the country, and anyhow, I hear something, and it wasn't my mower. As I turn, I see two of the jet fighters fly over, which they've been flying around Northwest Ohio, doing flyovers because I think it is National Health Care Week. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the whole week, which we should actually thank all healthcare every day because I'm thankful for my doctor and nurses I know. Oh, yeah. So anyways, it was pretty cool. Yesterday, I saw them take off from their base near Swanton, Ohio. Was that Swanton, Springfield, Toledo Express Airport area? It was so cool to see. If you've ever seen them take off, the ground literally was shaky. It was so awesome. And so anyways, I'm mowing back to today, and I have a zero turn. I turn around, and what do I see? Two of the jets look like they made their turn right over our property. I missed it. There's no way I could have taken a photo. It was the coolest thing. But even cooler, my husband was out by the barn here, and he looked up to see it, and before he could get his phone out and get a photo, he literally saw the two jet crafts fly over it looked like they were like right over the dome, like swooping over. It was so cool. That would have been a cool photo. Maybe I could Photoshop or something. Anyways, I want to know, what are you guys growing this year? I've got lots of new things I've started, different tomatoes. In fact, I'm gonna do a video after this live. So if you guys check out my website, I'll put it on there later, or YouTube. I never know exactly where to share everything. I do a lot of videos. But I wanna talk about tomatoes, which I was just telling my neighbor, he does a really nice raised bed thing out at his place. And he hadn't got tomatoes yet. And I said, don't get the tomatoes. I have lots of tomatoes. Guys, look at all these tomatoes. I'm growing all kinds of tomatoes. You can see them behind me, right? All right, so anyhow, I'm gonna show on this video, forget which one this is. So this little container is kind of falling apart, right? You guys growing these? But this is awesome. Look at the roots are coming through. And you know how I got that to happen? I set the tomatoes. Well, you can see it here. Now these are red racers. I like these. These are hybrids. These are sure win. And I've grown these. I love them. I get a huge harvest off these. And so see what I did? I took like an old lettuce container and I put my water down in the bottom of this. That way, look how well these are doing great. They love being fed from the bottom. And then I'm gonna show, I hope I'm not boring you with tomatoes. Come on, it looks pretty small, but with the heat I have in the dome, these things are gonna take off in the next couple of weeks, which in my area, in Northwest Ohio, you cannot plant outside until after May 15th, which are last frost date. But a lot of my babies, I like to wait until like even closer to June, especially ones I grew from seed, because I love them so much. So what I'm gonna end up doing is taking this, and watch this, don't panic. Tomatoes are so cool, they're like weeds. Boop. I know, it's like, what the heck happened? I mean, look how far down it is. So what I end up doing is backfilling this with soil. And this is gonna make that tomato plant even stronger. And he is just gonna take off. And I'll show you. The ones you saw there, I planted the same time the same time as the Brandywine, and look how much bigger. This is a Brandywine, and it got even bigger because, you know why? I gave it space, and it likes that, and water from the bottom. So there you go. There's a tomato tip. This year I started ones from the ones at the market. Really? I'd like to hear about that. You'll have to share a picture on our group. That would be awesome. I'm assuming you took the seed from the tomatoes you bought at the market, which is awesome. Hopefully, if it was a heirloom tomato, it will come back like the fruit you ate. If it was a hybrid, you'll get something similar, usually. Awesome. That is really cool to know. I can't wait to see what you grew. But I love tomatoes. I'm looking at these and I'm just thinking, oh my word, I can't wait for BLTs. Yum. Aren't you? Doesn't it make you hungry? All right. Now these are kind of neat here because what I did with these, now these I just kind of sat in a terracotta saucer and I add water to it, which I need to do because it is toasty in the dome. In fact, on my fig tree here, I noticed I've already got some fruit started, which is really exciting because I love figs. Does anybody else grow figs here? Super fun. I actually tried a couple of my cuttings when I was pruning it back in the fall, or it was late winter. They fell into my pond and they started sprouting. But I actually have a couple of figs. I may have some extra fig trees. We'll see if that worked. I think they rooted. Rooted? That's kind of cool. All right, anyhow. So that's what I got going on. I had to take Ollie back in the house. He just gets into everything and it's hard for me to do tomatoes with him. So no Ollie today. Sorry, guys. Anyhow, good to see you guys. We have a lot of new members. If you guys want to invite your friends over, it's better if you go on my website at brenthouse.com/GardenChat, or just right at the top, there's a GardenChat button. They can actually get a link from my page to get into our group. And the reason I say this is because when you join the group, and I don't know when you guys joined the group or when you were invited over, I have questions. Just basic questions about garden, like 3 easy questions if you garden. I'll share them with you later if you're interested. And so before people can come into our group, they're kind of screened that way in a way. Plus it's kind of neat to find out about who's coming into our group. So we got some really cool people. I have been enjoying all your posts and your shares, which is awesome. Keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. I know I kind of panicked the other day because I had a lot of questions coming to me about different things I did not know. I don't know everything about gardening, but I do know from what I do grow, so I try my hardest. And I also know, well, you guys, if you are a little confused or you're not sure, we're so lucky we have our phones. You can Google. When I Google to look up a question or a plant even, I always write, you know, let's say, what if I want to look up creeping Jenny? This one needs watered really bad. So I'm going to look, and yes, I bought a creeping Jenny. I know that's crazy because it grows outside. So anyways, if I wanted to look up information about this and I had no clue, I'd never used this before, I would put creeping Jenny and then I put extension office in the search, and it gives me the universities. I like seeing what the universities have to share about different plants. So anyways, that's just my tip if you're looking up things. You can do that with photos too. I really do need show a video on how you guys can do that. Looking up the photos or finding a plant from a photo. It's kind of fun. But I want to note about the creeping Jenny. I made the mistake of planting this in the ground a few years back under one of my Rosa Sharon shrubs. And I think I was just caught up in the moment because it is a beautiful shrub. And it's one that if the seeds drop, it doesn't spread, right? It's a proven winner. Which one is it? The blue chiffon, I think it's called. It's beautiful. So I was all excited about it, right? It's like, oh, this is so awesome. I don't have to mow under or weed whack under this because I'm not going to get little baby Rosa Sharon sprouts coming up, which in that area is a good thing. So I put some creeping Jenny. Not too smart. This stuff went nuts. There's a couple of accent plants I have accidentally put in my landscape, and I tell you what, I totally regret it. And I know somebody, if you scroll back on our group, you can see somebody asked, what are the plants you regret putting in your landscape? I need to take a picture and show this. This little boy, or girl, Creeping Jenny, I'm just messing with in the dome here. I was going to pair it up with a couple of my, where is it? My Managave. Oh, there it is. There's one right there. Wouldn't that look pretty with that? The purple of Managave. Some of the Managave, they're pretty cool. Anyhow, hey, good to see you, Timothy. Great ground cover. It does. Do you have a problem with it like spreading everywhere? I guess it's not a bad thing sometimes. I mean, like, I know another one is, I think it's called bishop weed, which is real pretty right now. It's starting to pop up. And I actually got my first little cutting of that when I lived in town. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Driving past a girl I had just met home. It was gorgeous. Her whole front had that beautiful bishop weed, or whatever the name is. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for saying hello. And anyhow, I just had to have it. It was just so pretty. And then later on, I got these big, beautiful, almost like a Queen Anne's lace flower on it. Okay, here's the thing. That stuff goes crazy, and it goes nuts. It goes everywhere, at least in my area. And it goes nuts in clay. It goes nuts in good soil, of course, but it's even in the clay. And so when I moved, I took some with me out here to the country, but I put it in a spot. It's actually around my smoke tree, which looks really pretty with that red burgundy. And then you've got the white bishop weed that comes up. And I literally, toward the middle of summer, will take my weed whacker or weed trimmer and whap it back. I like get in there and I just cut it all the way back. It looks rough for like a week, and then it starts growing back up again. So if you could put it in a place that's contained and you can control it, right on. And you could do that with Creeping Jenny too, probably. I don't know why I bought this. I'm just playing with it. Oh, because it's not up out in my garden yet, and I wanted to play with it early spring. So here we are. Anyhow, good to see you guys. How fun. Timothy said he planted it for purpose to spread. I am into the living mulch. Yes, that is a really good idea. And you know what? I will admit, the Rosa Sharon I have this around really does like it. And you know what? Actually, with my own experience with the bishop weed, it does keep everything else from growing in that area. So that's a great thing. And I only whack it back just because I get tired of seeing the dead. You know, it starts looking a little, I don't know. I just like what the new growth looks like. So technically, you really don't even have to do that. So yeah. Anyways, very cool. So what are you guys working on? Starting new seeds or anything? I'm looking around here. I want to actually move the camera to show you. What did I want to show you? I've got so much in here. I never know what to show you exactly because there's so much to show you. I could like live stream all day. Oh, I know, mud's on. I can show you my flower collection in the dome, which is kind of cool. I never imagined I'd be growing roses. The heat's getting to me. In a greenhouse or in a dome, and it actually looks pretty cool. Here, I want to show you actually the pretty cream white ones growing or blooming, and it's really pretty. Let me turn this around, hopefully. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, how about that? It worked. All right. Guess what plant that is? It's my kumquat. Kumquat. It's doing well. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna go over to here and right down here. I know it's not much, but it is much. And it's actually getting to be like late summer outside, only it's inside in the dome. So you get a head start. It's like Florida, maybe Southern California in here. Very humid though. Is it humid? I'm trying to think. I can't remember if it's humid like in San Diego and that. Can't remember. Anyways, I need to pick this one. But this is, I still smell it. When I walked in the other day, I could smell fragrant roses, and that is coming from, this is a new one. And look, here's another one coming right up. It's growing nice and tall. How cool is that? It's gonna be beautiful. And the neat thing about this is It's one of those shrub roses. Look for that, or do a screen grab. Take that to your garden centers and tell them you want this. And you can plant these outside. I think it's hardy. It's actually hardy for my zone. I'm zone 5. But I like playing with it inside. And I think it likes it too. The bugs can't get it in here. Or if bugs do get it, I have ladybugs I release in here usually. But the fragrance of this is amazing, and it's so easy to take care of. In fact, if you look, I have there's no black spot or a yellowing or anything going on the leaves on this one. But then when you look at, I've got this one hugging it. My white one that's blooming beautifully. Sorry. That one's beautiful. This one is not fragrant, and it's getting the black spot. But look, the other one's not even being affected by it. Same conditions. That's kind of good to know. It's a good rose. And this is just one of it's just one of those miniature roses. Kind of glad there's not a brand tag on it. I don't want to diss them or anything. But honestly, that rose is awesome. And I'll have to take this into Ollie. Oliver loves roses. He smells them to death and licks them. And sometimes he does eat a little bit of petal, just a couple on it. But no worries. This is a pretty one too. Now here's another one. This one does really well too. You guys know I always promote this one. My At Last. At Last was, to my knowledge, the first fragrant rose shrub. And I do get a little black spot on that though, see. But it was one of the first. They're learning new things all the time in the horticulture industry. And hopefully, if you ask your garden centers, they'll bring them to you. So, yep. Can you guess what that is? I'm growing it all here. Give a guess. The clearance plant, that's where I got these. There were a bunch of those little mini roses, and they had been neglected at the garden center. They marked them down real cheap, and these now have been growing. I've got 4 of them in here still, including that white one. And it's just beautiful. It's kind of funny because they're starting to grow just straight up because I pruned them early in the spring, and then now they're just shooting straight up, which is kind of neat. Just a long, and they're all in pots, if you can see right here. It's kind of neat. Just experimenting. My squash is coming up. That's going to have to go outside soon. None of the other ones have a release, like a real rose scent. I don't mean like obnoxious rose scent, just a light, nice rose scent, except for that one tag I showed you. And this one too, which I think I need to water this one. He's looking a little weepy. What's going on down here? Yeah, he needs watered. And actually my toad keeps jumping in there. So I need to do something about that. Anyhow, there it is. Did you guess what this is yet? It's my potatoes. And I'm in my new potato bag. I got portable potatoes. So see, you guys can grow veggies anywhere. And there it is. Anyhow, all right. I'm going to walk over here. Hopefully I can see your questions. It's really bright over here. This is the south wall. Get a little shade over here because, this tree, it's a tea tree. Isn't that pretty cool? Look how tall he's getting. I gotta watch it. He is almost to the fan. Holy sh! Oh my word! What? Hold on one sec. This can't be. All right, breaking news. This is live. Why are those white? Do I have blooms on this tea tree? What the heck is going on? Oh, dude, check it out. There's like white. Here, wait. All right. Hopefully I don't lose you. I'm going to lift it up with the tripod. Oh, whoa. Oh, I broke the base of it. There we go. But check that out. Oh, my word. That is so weird. Look. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that is pretty darn cool. And I dropped one of my mangavis. Isn't that cool? All right, hold on. I'm in a tight space here. I need a bigger dome. I'm filling this one too much. Here we go. That's my master plan. More plants. Bring hubby in here and be like, look, can't really walk in here. I'm thinking we need some more space. I will probably go a little bigger eventually. Now the tea tree's in my face because I broke the base thing. I can't think, the trellis, the stake. So yeah, that's what's going on. All right, so I'm going to catch up with your questions and hopefully answer them later. I could go on and on all day, but as you can tell, I've got a mess in here and I've got lots of work to do. So keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming on the group, share your garden, and just remember, we don't all know everything, unfortunately. Actually, I'm glad I don't know everything. That would be weird. And it's also exciting to learn new things from people, so there you go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I got to get back to my tomatoes. And you guys have a great day. Happy Teachers Day or Teachers Week and Nurses Week, definitely. Or healthcare awareness. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.